why won't men even say yes to seeing the potential of going on a first date with a woman?
Had anyone serious at all. And the longer I find myself waiting for the right person, the more comfortable I am with being alone.
I think it's very weird that Black men expect me to get online and tell the world how great they are.
I'm saying that I just can't take it because I know what you're saying. What I'm saying is break up.
This is exactly why I quit being a traditional therapist. Because you should be tired of being sick and tired, and you should be wanting results.
Women will say yes to a date to a man who they don't find physically attractive to see if there's a connection and if chemistry can grow. But tell me this, why won't men even say yes to seeing the potential of going on a first date with a woman if they don't think she's physically attractive? Single men, I really need you to explain this to me because there are so many incredible women who can't even get their foot in the door to meet you, to enrich your life, to be your future partner, because you don't find them attractive enough. Explain it to me.
That's crazy. I know exactly what's going on. She wants to get to Chad. She's been wanting all her life. She probably tried to keep it at home, not give it up too much, kept the bodies down, and wants that perfect guy, right? She probably could be a good woman. But no, doesn't work like that. They're not in your league.
So if a girl gets at you, do you think it's for like the boat or for the money sometimes?
Nah, cause I don't spend money on girls. That's why a lot of girls don't like me. Cause it's like I got a nice car, I got a nice crib.
And you don't ever spend shit on it.
And that's all you gonna get.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's living his best life. That's how you do it. Like, forget, all of the extras. And you don't need to give a woman all of the extras just because you have the extras. Nice car. Even you can have a boatload of money. But why would you waste it on a woman, spending it for no reason? It's not like she's spending it because she does TikToks. Don't never give a TikTok more money, or she does a YouTube channel, or she does something really productive that's gonna make her 10 more money. No, and she's not gonna give it to you too. So makes no sense.
When you spend all this money on a woman that you're trying to attract, you're actually going to reduce your chances of attracting her. Here's why. When you spend a lot of money on a woman that you're trying to attract, what it's actually going to tell her on a psychological level is she is going to feel like he has to spend all this money on me in order to get me, in order to attract me. So if you have not actually attracted and started dating a woman yet, do not spend a lot of money on her because you're going to be pushing her away instead of attracting her.
That's exactly what you can be doing. And guys have figured it out over the years. I'm not spending money on a woman. Why? That goes hand in hand with buying a woman a drink at the club, right? She goes to the guy that's gonna buy the drink, but who does she go home with? The guy struggling at the end of the night. No, I'm joking. She goes home with Chad. Guys aren't going for it.
Put a finger down if you went on a date tonight and he picked you up and couldn't wait to see you, and when you're driving you're just making small talk, and then you get to the place and you go upstairs to this rooftop bar that he surprised you with, and he says, hey, why don't you go grab that table for us and I'll get our drinks. And so you do, and you're waiting for like 10 minutes, and then he comes outside and you go, hey, where's your drink? And he goes, oh, I'm actually leaving. I'm just not feeling it.
I wonder why.
But enjoy your drink and the view.
He realized what I think everybody just realized as you were talking. You're an airhead. I'm sorry. He seen your airhead and said, I would never have children with her. I don't want my children getting those qualities. Guys think like that. So he left. You're not that interesting.
I fear that I might be getting too independent and too used to being single. My last very serious relationship ended in 2021, and since then I've had like 2 situationships that held more weight than they should have, honestly, but the last year or so, I haven't had anyone serious at all. And the longer I find myself waiting for the right person, the more comfortable I am with being alone. And I'm struggling sort of with that concept because on the one hand, I've always been independent and I love that for myself and I still have a very full life. But on the other hand, I do love being in love. Like, I'm a romantic, I'm a lover girl. I love love and always have. And I do want to be married and find my person. And when I say that I'm getting used to being alone, it's in the way that, like, I'm not holding myself back from doing anything that I would typically wait to do with a significant other. I'm not going to hold off on going on trips in a romantic place because I'm alone. I'm not going to not to skip a date night movie or go to a picnic with by myself because I don't have anyone to go with. But I also live alone, and honestly, I am really starting to enjoy the peace that I have in a way that I never have before. I've developed new hobbies that take up a good amount of time, and I find that I'm just I have a very full life, and yes, I still want a relationship, but I don't know if I'm explaining this well.
Yeah, you explained it horribly, but you explained it right, actually, because you told me everything I needed to know. Now, think about this. Think about, say you go to Paris by yourself to a romantic city, as you stated. Now, a guy's with you. He'll be like, oh, let's go here, oh, right there. And you're going to be leading the way like you know where you're going. What do you think's going to happen? That guy is going to lose interest. You're going to get back home. He's going to be thinking, who else you been to Paris with? Nobody. You was by yourself in Paris. But he may be thinking, wow, she had a lot of bodies. She probably been with a lot of guys. You all innocent, whatever your name is, Jania, innocent girl, right? Probably wasn't with a lot of guys, but you've been to a lot of places. You have a lot of experience. A man wants nothing to do with you. Men want to show women something new. It's better. Like, let me tell you what happens with guys, right? What happens with guys is they stay home. They go to work. They come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Maybe play some games, maybe hit the gym, couple of things. They don't blow their money, right? So as a guy is doing that, he's building character. Same thing needs to happen. I commend the women that do that. There are a lot of women that do that, and I commend them because you're building character and you're building yourself up for that next man. You can gorgeous, but do that instead. Do that. Focus on your body. Focus on your mind. Don't focus on trips because you're blowing money. You don't have any money. Use your brain. That's why we got these epidemics running around where people are living in their cars and people own credit card debt and all these things. You guys seen it on my channel. If you haven't, be sure to check it out.
And I just can't take it anymore, and I don't want to be.
So break up.
What? No, I'm saying that I just can't take
No,
it because
I know what you're saying. What I'm saying is break up.
Real talk.
But I don't.
This is optional. This is optional. You ain't got to be with that man.
And this is exactly why I quit being a traditional therapist and I decided to pivot right into life coaching. I graduated top of my class, got a perfect 4.0 through the pandemic, through getting my mom through chemotherapy, through one of the worst chapters of my life. I knew I was meant to be a healer. I knew I was meant to be a therapist. But what I didn't like is that there was so much red tape about what you could do, what you couldn't do. I mean, even down to self-disclosure. Now, granted, I always learned in the books that self-disclosure is something you sprinkle. You definitely do not add a pound of that into the concoction that is therapy. But it's so interesting how so many therapists will be mum's the word about their experiences when sometimes sharing your experience is exactly what helps your client have that aha moment. And all of my clients would tell you, like, she never made it about her. She would use her experiences to lift us up, to give us examples and help us know that she's a person too that has healed, and this makes her all the more credible. That's just one example, right? But in this, creator's video, she's talking about how, this is supposed to be therapy humor, what therapists want to say but don't. And this is exactly why, as a life coach, I would say, nah, like, what are you in this relationship for? While helping you break down your reasons, because I still have that therapeutic training, right? While holding space for your emotions, because I still have that therapeutic training, right? Except with life coaching, you get accountability with me. I am not going to sit around and watch you make stupid decisions. I'm going to be like, hey, when are you ready to stop being stupid? Because there's greatness you're meant to achieve. Sometimes we need that tough love.
She's right. Guys, this is what guys do in this space, right? I'll give you an example. I can never be a therapist. I don't have the degrees, but I can be a life coach. And when you're able to tell a person how it is and tell them, hey, what are you doing? You did what? You spent money doing what? You did this? What are you doing? What's wrong with you? How would you do that? People wake up.
And I could not do that in the therapeutic space because it wouldn't be ethical. And I don't have time for that. Because the things that are unethical, like telling her very plain and simple, you need to break up with this person because it's taking you down a toilet, is unethical. As a life coach, I'm able to do it and obviously not say you need to break up with him, like just very plainly, but like, why are you in this relationship with him? And be more cutthroat and not just like, yeah, I understand. I could never get past some of the training that I had, and I remember I've been saying for years, I feel like more of a life coach than a therapist. And so many people in the therapeutic space talked me out of it. My old boss said, you're too good to be a life coach. And I was like, what does that mean? Like what like, and it's just so much academic prestige around being a psychologist or being around or being a therapist that like people try to life coaches, but life coaches get results because they have a framework. They have tools that actually work. And this is why I love that I shifted, that I finally said, no, I don't give to call myself a therapist, even though I struggled with, letting go of the academic prestige and the title, because people like know to look for a therapist. People don't know that they really need a life coach half the time. Now, don't get me wrong. There are people that absolutely need to go see a psychiatrist and a psychologist when it comes to, their mental health diagnoses and getting medication, etc. I am more of a holistic practitioner. I address your life and your goals by looking at all facets of wellness. We're going to talk about your fitness goals, babes, because it's why you have low self-esteem. We're going to talk about why your dieting is causing you to have poor mood imbalances because it impacts your mood. We're going to talk about how you choosing that man keeps you feeling small because that man doesn't choose you. We're going to have these conversations and we're going to get results because we're having these conversations. I am so sick of people who will sit there and just be like, yeah, and I just held space for her. Why didn't you knock her upside the head with the truth and accountability and tell her, hey, you say you want this, but you're doing that. And this is exactly why you're off track. And this is why people don't get results. And this is why my clients do. This is why my clients don't need to be with me for years. They pop up when they have an emergency or something they need to talk about. And they know that I'll be available for them and I'll make a slot for them because we have that type of rapport. But at the end of the day, my clients are done with me and I'm done with them in about 6 months' time, unless they choose to have me there as a sort of a luxury where they just have me on a monthly basis. After we do the first couple months of being weekly or bi-weekly, it's a wrap. And that's what you need, because you should be tired of being sick and tired and you should be wanting results. And when you want that, all you got to do is get in with me.
That's the trick. We need more therapists that these women are going to be life coaches. Seriously, we need more life coaches. That's good. That's good. I hope she's very successful. I'm sure she's doing great. I'm sure people are going to her and people are not overspending their money as well. Because if you're a psychologist, they're just collecting the dollars. They get more money because it never stops. You have to keep going. That's what brings in the money. That's why they're pushing her. Don't do that. You're losing your money. She's going to lose money, but she can make more because she could charge more per session. She could charge a lot more per session because it's worth it, because you're going to get results, because she's going to tell you the truth. A lot of people need to hear the truth. It's funny. It reminds me of that fat ex dude. We're telling guys you're fat and you're this and you're that. Men need to hear it. Women need to hear it too.
As a Black woman, I'll just speak for myself. Because I don't want to, and because I don't have to. It should be that simple in 2024, but since it's not, I'll go further. I'm a Black adoptee, and I think it's very weird that Black men expect me to get online and tell the world how great they are when I'm adopted because the Black men in my family failed to protect the children.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Okay? I'm not going to go too deep into that, but let's be so for real in the 2024. Harassing your own race of women while you go out there and make whole basketball teams full of biracial children is crazy. I myself have a biracial child, and I just want to say it's very odd that people are harassing the mothers of biracial children and expecting our support.
That's wild, because she's blaming it on black men why she was an adoptee. But a black woman gave you away. Why are you not blaming it on her? It's her fault. She has control. And another one. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. I'm not gonna say it. Let's just go on to the next one. That woman birthed you. She controls birth. Everybody knows that.
Mukbang star dies live streaming herself eating 10 hours straight after her stomach explodes. So here's what happened. Apparently there's a thing out there called mukbang. I had no idea what this was, but it's where you binge on food for hours at a time. People watch you for whatever reason. And this person was live streaming, and what they were eating was 22 pounds of food. It was made up of cake, chicken fingers, and seafood. Sounds like a horrific combination just in general at a restaurant if I were to go out to eat there. Anyways, they shoved 22 pounds of food down their gullet for 10 hours straight. The food, I guess, according to the autopsy, didn't even have time to digest. There was so much just shoved into there that the intestines actually ripped open and stomach acid just started bursting into their abdomen, causing severe pain, and she died live on camera on the live stream, which is insane. And doctors warn not to do this stuff, but there are many other celebrities that do it. A person called Nikado Avocado has 3.8 million followers on YouTube, and he does this stuff all the time, starting back in 2017 when he would shove down like a whole stack of IHOP pancakes. When he was 160 pounds, he's now ballooned up to 350 pounds, and he keeps going at it. Obviously a very unhealthy choice in lifestyle, but to each their own. What do y'all think? Would you ever do the mukbang, or have you ever watched this stuff? It's crazy.
They need to ban it. They need to ban all mukbang channels. People are killing themselves to eat food, and people are watching it. If you're a person that likes watching that, you're wrong. I'll tell you what before, right? I was stuck in gluttony. People are stuck. And gluttony is having what you want, what you see, what your eyes see, you want it. And I was stuck on that for years. That's why I was overweight. When I finally stopped eating extra things outside of what I planned to eat for the day, and stopped snacking, right? Stopped doing certain things, I lost weight. The reason why I had the chubby belly looking like a fat boy from gluttony. And this is ultimate gluttony. Crazy.
I am no longer providing therapy. Y'all won. Just playing about that part, because y'all will never win when it comes to me. But I am not providing therapy to my clients after next month. I sent them all an email saying that I am switching to coaching. If they want to work with me, they can. If not, I can send them referrals for a therapist in their area. This won't be a good fit for everybody because some people still need therapeutic services. But for me, what's in my best interest is I am going to be coaching. I started processing this with my therapist several months ago, but it wasn't until a couple months ago when I said I'm no longer seeing male clients and went viral and all that. That's when it really started hitting, like, I need to protect myself. And to protect myself, I need to get from under this license. Because clearly people are unwell and they have been reporting me, saying that they're my client. I don't know these people. So, what if the board says, you know what, I'm tired of getting these complaints. We're going to have to do something about this. They haven't done anything yet, but I don't like them having that much power over me. I never have liked that. So I'm going to do what I got to do, and I will be coaching. I am going to miss providing therapy because that's what I went to school for. That's what I've been doing for over 10 years. This is different for me a little bit, but I've already been coaching. So it's not that much of a transition, but it is weird to say that I'm no longer providing therapy. This is the best fit for me because y'all not finna keep playing with me. In fact, I appreciate everyone for supporting me, but also I appreciate the negativity because y'all the ones who kind of pushed me into this. I was already talking about it, but y'all made it official. So thank you. So yeah, I'm a coach with 2 degrees. and a lot of training behind me, and I have a membership about to jump off. Like, let's get it. I am the queen of pivoting. This is just another way for me to be my authentic self and to help more Black women in the way that I know that they deserve.
Yeah, see, to her right there, I support the other therapist, but she's the woman that said, I will no longer be a therapist for Black men. She hates men, and for all men, actually. And I gotta be real. I don't really like her. I'm gonna tell the truth. Like, I don't hate her. I don't know her, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you guys don't like either. Do you like this woman? No. Go look at her past video. Actually, TikTok is right there. Go look at her channel. Look at her past video, and you'll see the viral video. I think I've reacted to it before, and you'll say, "Wow, I don't like her either," because she's giving her opinions and how she feels and lies she's heard about Black men, and just pitting it on anybody. The worst. You should get out of therapy. Well, they're gonna report her anyway. She's getting reported like crazy, but that's good. That's not good for her. I hope she would have kept the job, but I don't want to see anybody go without eating. But still, I don't like her. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was a nurse for 13 years. I was a neonatal ICU nurse. I was the good girl that you guys love up until 35.
Nurses are red flags, to be honest.
Okay, that's fine. That's a red flag for you. It's a projection. But I was a nurse.
It's okay.
What is it, like studied red flag?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did actually have a study for nurses. I thought you might find it interesting. So it is true that nurses do not have more contacts than women not working their profession. Point for you, right? Mm-hmm. But more often betray their partners, up to 25% more often. Yep. And probably more than other women, so they have far more orals, 70% to 50%, anals 31% to 18%. They're far more promiscuous across the board.
Okay. I've never cheated on somebody, actually. And I'm
we understand you may not have. We're just looking at why nurses would be a red flag or not.
Okay, I get that.
What? You're a walking red flag, and you claim you've never cheated on somebody before. We don't know you. You look conniving, to be honest with you. If I had to be a judge of you, and I'm talking to you, I'm looking at you like I don't trust you. Seriously. As soon as you say, well, I've never done that, because I know that. I know that same knowledge that he knows. And once you would have said, oh, well, I would look at you and walked up and walked away for a day. Seriously. Walk right out. Well, you're lying. Seriously. That's how I'm judging that. You're lying. And I don't believe you. Why? You can't believe what they say. When they, well, I've never, quick reactions. Well, you're lying.
Goodbye.
Sayonara. Adios. Peace. Leave the date. I'm walking out the door. I may pay for the bill. I'm not paying for your bill. Half. I'm paying half of the bill. She's paying the other half. And I'm walking out.
There's like a stereotype that nurses are red flags, don't date nurses, especially those travel nurses there.
There's a lot of options out there. So if your girl is a nurse, just beware, because there's a lot of, no homo, there's a lot of dudes out there that be swole, a lot of swole nurses, attractive nurses. But that's not even the problem. If she works in an emergency room, there's a lot of cops, firefighters, feds, special.
That is true. You be seeing, I see those nurses, they be all swole. Way bigger than me, just swole. Like, why you need to work out that one? Well, I guess you let people off the ground, right? But still, firefighters, cops, it's true. All of them be in there.
Special agents that come in with their tight sleeves, rolled up, tattered arms, and I've seen a lot of wives just drool over these guys. I'm just like, yo, But yeah, statistically speaking, they do have like the highest divorce rates and they cheat the most. It's just that there's a lot of options out there. You know, a lot of nurses are pretty and young and they make money, and there's a lot of dudes out there too. So, yes.
Would you ever date a nurse?
I don't think I could. I don't think I can ever date anybody in the medical field.
Have you ever seen any affairs going on?
Oh yeah. I used to work at a state prison. I don't want to say where, but I was a certified nurse assistant, CNA, at a state prison, and there was female nurses not only smashing corrections officers, but male nurses, but inmates too.
You can't make that up.
I didn't see it for myself, but they get fired from the job, walked off in handcuffs, and they get put in a book of shame with their ID card and banned for, whatever case they caught.
They be smashing the inmates, the nurses?
Yeah, they be smashing inmates, because you gotta think about it. Some of these inmates They're tall, tatted, bad boys.
Wow, nurses smashing inmates.
So you really want to know why nurses cheat? Okay, I'll tell you. Just like everybody else, nurses cheat, but so do other people. But why are nurses one of the ones who cheat the most? Well, just look at their job. It's high pressure. It's stressful.
No excuses.
They have an area where they are pulling out energy that is living at a constant state of here, while everybody else is about down here. So they like action. They like to think. They like critical thinking, and they like moving around strategies and obstacles. It gives them an area of accomplishment. So when adrenaline, codes, hard cases, anything spikes them up to here, it releases their endorphins. It releases that area of energy that kind of sits right with them. So it could be seeking out an affair on their days off. It could be starting new projects or constantly working out. I know ICU nurses who ride motorcycles, bungee jump, and do a lot of adrenal-seeking activities. ER and ICU tend to live at an area that constantly has energy up to here. And travel nurses are just hoes. I'm just joking. But seriously, when you're living at a place of about here to here and everybody else is here, when you get home and start dealing with the everybody else, they start to feel a little boring. They don't understand your mindset. They don't understand the adrenaline. Days off get boring. Time with the family gets boring. Time with your partner gets a little bit boring and predictable. So the nurse, male or female, continues to find areas to go back up here. Whatever those areas are is their coping skill, how they choose to get there. Hey, don't blame me. I'm just the messenger.
Don't date nurses.
Everyone always says it's gonna be okay, but no one really knows that. That's just what you say. I just feel like it's a little bit unfair. I'm so overweighting. Like, when is it gonna be my turn? What did I do wrong? The thing is, I don't even want to be getting married or having kids right now, but I'm just starting to get nervous. What is wrong with me? I don't know why it's so easy for some people. I just feel like I'm never gonna find the person, if I even have a person. And I don't want to sit around swiping on dating apps and going on these first dates where you just sit down and you're like, let's see if we like each other. It just feels so forced. I don't want to be alone forever. I feel like we're playing musical chairs, and if I don't spend time on it right now, then I'm going to be the last one standing up when everyone sits down and everyone's going to get married and start having kids, and then I'm just going to be like the last single person and no one is going to have time for me. Like, I didn't have a bad childhood. It wasn't like super traumatic. But then, like, if it wasn't purity culture that messed me up and made me afraid to like date and take risks, then what is it? Like, why am I such a I just feel like I'm always working so hard on something. I'm always working toward a goal. Like, when is it going to be my turn to like fall in love and relax and like chill? Even with content has been so cool over the past few months, but I still don't feel like I'm in a place where I have like such an engaged community that I can relax. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what people want to see from me, and that's so consuming. And when stuff doesn't do well, it just feels like my life isn't interesting enough. God, I always used to say that, like, how can you even record if you're that upset? I don't know if I can post that.
She did that for content.
TikTok, of course.
Oh man, I can tell she did it for content. That's sad. That's really sad. But I understand we need more therapists to turn to female coaches. Because right then and there, we could have took that black woman, right? We could have took her in the beginning of the video, put her right there. She would have said, why are you giving these alligator tears on TikTok for? You doing this for your video. I can see what you're doing. They would say that to her. I can see what you're doing. Look, instead of you coming on here giving a fake pity party, how about you work on yourself? How about you work continuously? Do whatever. Doesn't matter if people like it or not. Keep doing it. Stop being affected by it. That's what I would tell her. We need more female coaches, and this shows why.